Welcome to you all. We will be starting the quiz in 4 minutes. Do say hello in the chat. Say where you are quizzing from. Be back with you in a moment. Welcome, everybody. I hope you're all well this Friday evening and raring to go for another family quiz. If you haven't already done so, grab paper, pencil, tablet, stylus, whatever you need to record your answers for our quiz. As usual, there'll be 10 rounds, 5 questions each round. 50 questions, 100 points at stake. Who will collect the most of them tonight? We will be finding out shortly. Two minutes until we begin. Hello, Sheila. Thank you for saying hello in the chat. If you can see the chat to the right of your video, then do say hello. If you're watching on a television, you probably won't be able to see the chat. If you click the link directly from the church website and are watching there, you won't be seeing the chat, but if you click on the YouTube icon within the video, it will open it up in YouTube and you will have the full experience with the live chat. Go on, someone else say hello in the chat. We have at least 12 viewers on at the moment, and probably many more. Far more folk tell me that they've been watching the quiz than YouTube ever reports live. And of course, lots of folk watch it after the event. Not quite so exciting, but they're always the ones that tell me they've had the top score. Okay, it's 7 o'clock and we are ready to go. Welcome to you all to another family quiz. Okay, here we go. Tonight we have 10 rounds as usual. 5 questions in each round. Our rounds tonight are general knowledge, TV sets, numbers, film and TV, trivia, which is another way of saying general knowledge, close-up images, places, logos, food and drink, and music, art and literature. Are we in general knowledge? And the first question of the quiz, which colour gives its name to the longest river in South Africa? Which colour gives its name to the longest river in South Africa? And the second question, Henry VIII introduced which tax in England in 1535? Beard tax, beard with a D at the end, income or window, beard tax, income tax, or window tax, introduced by Henry VIII in 1535. Which planet is closest to the sun? Which planet is closest to the sun? Question number 4. Which is the fastest land animal in the world? Yep, I'm getting some messages, and Sheila is also telling me that there's a bit of buffering going on. Oh, I think we've caught up. Yeah, I think we're okay again. If someone can tell me that we've got nice, smooth. Okay, I think we're back on. Are we back on? Excellent connection. Stream is healthy. The comments I like to see on the YouTube channel. Oh, okay. Are we back in business again? I think we are. I think we are. I think we will go to the answers for that first round. And the answers we were looking for, orange, beard, Mercury. Oh, that shouldn't have, see, autocorrect. Ah, that should of course say cheetah. Cheetah. And someone who shoes horses is called a farrier. And oh no, we're back to poor connection problems. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh, I'm also going to hit the record button so that hopefully if we have lots of problems, I should have a clean copy to post later if the YouTube one is all messed up. Okay, I think, oh, Sheila gets 8 out of 10. A good start there. Okay. The next round is a picture round. You're going to see some sets from television programs, and all I want to know is which set is this from? Name the television program. And the next one Okay, that's number 2, and this is number 3. Who remembers that one? An older one. And another oldie. And the 5th one. I think we've maybe had this one before in an earlier quiz. And happy to report that YouTube says excellent connection, and doesn't seem to be any buffering now. Hopefully we are back in business. Okay, I'm going to go back to the first one and we'll flick through those very quickly again. That was number 1. That's number 2. Number 3. Number 4. And number 5. Have you got all those now? Are we ready for some answers? And I'm going to go to the answers. There we go. And I'll do that so you can see the answers. We were looking for EastEnders, the laundry match of the day. That's life. I remember as a kid, I used to get to stay up late on a Sunday night to watch Esther Ranson, and I used to enjoy That's Life. Are you being served? And only fools and horses. Okay. So, how are we doing? Out of 20. Yeah, we seem to have a wee bit of buffering problems again. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Friday night, too many folk on the internet. Okay. Any comments coming in about how we're doing out of marks out of 20? 2 points for a right answer. 10 points available in each round. Round number 3 is numbers. All the answers are numbers. And I hope you're still seeing things okay. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Yeah. 14 out of 20. There's the highest score on 2 teams. In fact, we've got 3 in first equal position. Sheila Larkin, Mark Faulkner and co. Heather Wheeler and co. If you're able in the chat, why don't you say how many people are in your team, virtual or otherwise, and then we'll see how many people are really quizzing tonight. Okay, still getting some comments coming through, so hopefully the internet is holding out for you. Welcome, Jean and Edgar. I had a comment on Facebook during the week from somebody, I can't now remember who it was or whereabouts on Facebook, but there was a, oh, you know the Elkstons. Isn't Facebook a small world? Okay, numbers. We have 5 questions on numbers, and I want you to tell me 1 byte is equal to how many bits? Do you know your bits and bytes? Kilobits and kilobytes. I was mentioning in church last Sunday how 40 years ago I got my hands on my first own computer, a Sinclair ZX81, and it had 1K of RAM, and my smartphone now. Oh, there's Alexa. In Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop. Alexa, no. Computer, stop. Because I said computer. Oh, right. Okay. Where was I? Yes. Sinclair ZX81 with its 1K of memory compared to the smartphones of today. This would be 256,000 times more powerful, 256 million times more memory in that than that first. Well, Clive Sinclair, who died recently, bringing home computing, bringing computers into the home. Okay, I digress. Do you know how many bits in a byte? And then I want you to tell me at what temperature in degrees centigrade, also known as Celsius, does water boil? At what temperature in degrees Celsius does water boil? And then I want you to tell me how many sides a heptagon has. A heptagon. And while we have an excellent connection, I'm going to race on ahead. In which leap year did the band The Beatles form? I made it easy for you there. In which leap year did the band The Beatles form? But was it that one or that one? Okay, have you got 4 answers to those 4 questions? That's quite critical because the 5th question asks, what's the sum of the numbers in the first 4 answers? Is it 2071, 2075, 2172? And that might encourage you to change some of your earlier answers and to get the grey matter ticking. How many bits in a byte? At what temperature Celsius does water boil? How many sides does a heptagon have? In which leap year did the Beatles form? And then add up all those answers. Okay. Thank you for the comments coming in. And we can maybe have a wee look at some of those comments. Eunice and George, now connected from Dalgety Bay. Welcome to you. And Eileen and Luke in Laswade. Edinburgh, good vibes. Is that the name of your team? And Jean and Edgar, the Girvan team. Welcome to you. And we've got North US team. Welcome to you. Okay, so how are we doing? Okay, have we got all the answers there? Are we ready for the answers? Okay, we can do this quickly. If the sum of the answers is 2071, you've probably got the rest of them right. 8 bits in a byte, 100 degrees, boiling point of water, heptagon, 7 sides. 1956, the Beatles formed. Total up the numbers and you get 2071. How did you all do there? Oh, I think we've got a bit of buffering going on again. Just going to pause a little bit before moving on. Yeah, the buffer's dropping again. There, we're okay. Yeah, I think we will continue now. Okay, the next round, film and TV. Are we ready? Round 4. Who has hosted the Brit Awards for the last 4 years and today announced that he would be stepping down? In the TV series Dad's Army, what was Captain Mannering's first name? On Blue Peter, what was the name of John Noakes' dog? Who and how many James Bond films have there been? It's either 23, 26, or 33. Okay, if you got 5 answers to film and TV, let's go over to the answers. We were looking for Jack Whitehall in the news today, saying he's going to be in the States working and won't be hosting the Brit Awards this year. George Mannering, Captain Mannering in Dad's Army. Shep, Keanu Reeves, and 26 Bond films. Okay, the next round is a picture round, and all photographs that I have taken today. And all you have to do is tell me what the picture is of. There's picture number 1. And number 2. And number 3. Number 4. And number 5. I'll go over those again quickly. Number 1. What's that? Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. And number 5. Okay, if you got 5 answers, what was I photographing earlier? Are we ready to go for some answers? Okay, there's number 1, but what is it? The Sharpie, a pen. Pen will suffice. Okay, and then that one there. What's that one going to be? It's a pair of scissors. And that one there is, of course, a light bulb. Now this one here, did you get this one? It's a box of lasagna from Morrison's. You don't get full marks unless you said from Morrison's. Lasagna. And the fifth one, an easy one. Did you get that one? Of course you did. It's a Rubik's Cube. Okay. So that was round 6. So we've got totals out of 60 now. So who's going to tell us in the chat how the scores are looking? We've got a nice, excellent connection at the moment, so that is good. And have a wee look in the chat. Now Sheila, 4, I think, was after the previous round out of 5. Totals coming in. Nice, excellent connection at my end, but maybe it's not at yours. Okay, we shall press on. Go back to there. Okay, our trivia round asks, what 6-letter word can go before vest, beans, and quartet? What 6-letter word can go before vest, beans, and quartet? What is the diameter of the Earth to the nearest 1,000 miles? The diameter of the Earth to the nearest 1,000 miles. Which chess piece can only move diagonally? Which chess piece can only move diagonally? A zedonk is a cross between which 2 animals? Yeah, I'm just realising that I had the trivia and the close-up the wrong way around in my little list. So yes, your scores at the moment are out of 50, which brings some of you back into the land of pass marks. Okay, yeah, so our trivia round is round number 6. So I'd asked you about a zedonk. And yeah, the last question there. The UK's Dyslexia Research Trust is based in which British city? The Dyslexia Research Trust based in which British city? Okay, that was round number 6. You've currently got a score out of 50. And after we see the right answers, which I'm going to reveal in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We were looking for string vest, string beans, string quartets. The diameter of planet Earth is pretty close to 8,000 miles. Bishops can only move diagonally, A zedonk is a cross between a donkey and a zebra, and known by many other um, concoctions of those two words. And the Dyslexia Research Trust is based in Reading, which of course looks as though it should be reading. And you'll never forget that piece of information again. Okay, that was round number 6. Scores out of 60. Not seeing anything coming through yet, but I think there's a longer than usual delay between what I'm doing and what you are doing. So we're going to press on to round 7. Places. 4 British cities have underground rail systems. Can you name 3 of them for your 2 points? Where would you find the Sea of Tranquility? If you dug a hole through the centre of the earth, starting from Wellington in New Zealand, which European country would you end up in, having dug the aforementioned 8,000 miles? If you started digging a hole in Wellington, New Zealand, which country would you end up in? Whoops. Oh well, you've got them. Oh no, not well. You didn't see that, did you? What's going on far too quickly? Right. In which country are there 6 villages called Silly, 12 called Billy, and 2 called Pratt? In which country are there 6 villages called Silly, 12 called Billy, and 2 called Pratt? And which European country has 158 verses to its national anthem? A question which was bumped out of the numbers round into this one. Okay, how are we doing? Have you got 5 answers to the 5 questions on places? Okay, let's go to the answers, and you get your 2 points if you named 3 of London, Glasgow, the easy ones. But did you get Newcastle or Liverpool, the other British cities with an underground rail system? If you were at the Sea of Tranquility, you would be on the moon. If you dug a hole from Wellington, New Zealand, straight through the diameter of the Earth, you would end up in Spain. And if you were in a country where there were 2 places called Pratt, 12 called Billy, and 6 called Silly, you would be in France. And if you were singing a national anthem and it lasted 158 verses, you would be in Greece. Okay, so we now have scores out of 70. scores out of 70. And out of 60, Georgius from Dalgety has 36 out of 60, but will no doubt update that for us. Well done, George and Eunice. And no more messages coming through. Okay, let's go on to our logos round. And you're going to see 5 logos. If there are words or anything too obvious, it may have been masked out. But all you have to do is tell me which company or brand the logos represent. And here's the first one. You got that one? And then we have that. And then that one. And number 4. And I'll take me out of the way to make room for number 5. 5 logos. 5 brands or company names. How are we doing? Okay, I'll give you a moment to catch up on those. Okay, let's go to the answers. And what we were looking for was Burger King, Microsoft. You can have the point if you said Windows. Lego, Twitter, and Xbox. Okay, so that was round number 8. And scores out of 80. Still just some of the 70s coming in. Jean and Edgar, 32 out of 70. Yeah, it's been a low-scoring quiz. Okay, let's go to food and drink for the penultimate round. Food and drink. Okay, question number 1. What flavour is Cointreau? What flavour is Cointreau? What was the favourite food of Winnie the Pooh? What kinds of beans are used to make baked beans? Which year? And it was between 2008 and 2015. In which year did the Great British Bake Off first appear on TV? Which flower does the spice saffron come from? Okay, 5 questions on food and drink, and you've got 5 answers now, and in a moment you will have a score out of 90. And the correct answers we were looking for were orange, honey, haricot, 2010, and crocus. How did you do there? Yay! 10 out of 10. Best round. Good, good, good. Sheila also got a 10. Good, good, good. As did Mark and his team. Excellent. Okay, so that brings the North Uist team to 46 out of 80, a good pass mark. Anyone going to return a score of higher? Well, that's a 46 out of 80. We've given you the answers to round 9, so we've now got scores out of 90. Got some other comments coming in now. Aha. Oh, Dalgety Bay lost the answers for the logos. Let's go back to them. That was the answers we were looking for the logos. Burger King, Microsoft or Windows, Lego, Twitter, and Xbox. Okay, so that was, then we had the food and drink round, and the last round that we're going to now. No one giving me a score out of... Yeah, I think we've got some score, ping, yeah, another 10 out of 10, and so that's 70 out of 90. 70 out of 90. Sheila's at 60 out of 90. 70 out of 90, is that what we have to beat? Heather and the North Uist team returning a 50 out of 90. New total updated from Dalgety Bay, 58. I think it's Mark and Co who are in the lead with a 70 out of 90. But one more round to go, and we'll see if that makes much of a difference. Music, art, and literature. Who was the Spanish artist, sculptor, and draftsman famous for co-founding the Cubist movement? How many valves does a trumpet have? What is the painting La Gioconda more usually known as? Penultimate question in the quiz. Daffodils is a famous poem written by which poet? And the final question of the quiz. The word vomit first appeared in whose writings? Chaucer, Shakespeare, or Rowling? Five questions for the 10th round. And in a moment, you will know the answers to these five questions as if you didn't know them already. I think there'll be some 10 out of 10s again in this round. I hope so. Or it's been a very difficult quiz. Okay, are we ready for the answers to round 10? I was looking for Pablo Picasso, 3 valves on a trumpet, Mona Lisa, also known as La Gioconda. William Wordsworth wrote Daffodils, I wandered lonely as a cloud through. Aye. And the word vomit was first coined not by J.K. Rowling, not by Geoffrey Chaucer, but by William Shakespeare. First used the word vomit. And on that lovely note, we come to the end of our quiz this evening. So while you are totaling up your points and letting me know how you have been doing, see and include in the comment that this is the final out of 100 score. I will tell you that if tomorrow, if you are local, if you're in the area, you are welcome to visit Strontian Parish Church between 12 and 4. Around the congregation and wider community, we are having a serious think about the future of the building. It has served the church well for 200 years. One of the parliamentary buildings. I could have asked you lots of interesting quiz questions about this history. In the 1820s, part of the victory celebrations after the Napoleonic Wars was a gift of money to some of the rural communities, £1,500 allocated to some rural communities to build not just a church, but also the manse. And Strontian goes down in history as one of, I think, only 2 communities that blew the budget. And the church that you see there and the manse no longer used up the road in Strontian cost £1,502, 10 shillings and 8 pence. And £2, 10 shillings and 8 pence was something to bother about in the 1820s. The church is looks bonny from the front there, but round the back we can see that there's a wee bit of work needing done on the roof and elsewhere. And we hope that there might be some community interest to maybe look to heritage centre, some more community use, maybe eventually community ownership, because the small struggling congregation you're really having to face up to some realities. If you've enjoyed tonight and you feel moved to make a wee contribution, then can I invite you to make a gift to your local church? Make a gift to Strontian Church if you would like. The Church of Scotland is currently in a season of national giving. Each congregation has been asked to have a national giving day, and we mark that in Strontian over this weekend with our open day and our harvest Thanksgiving service on Sunday, at which you will be very welcome. But give a wee something to your own local church. And if you want to know how to do that online, go to the Church of Scotland website. There's a donate button and you can channel that to any congregation. And if giving something to the church isn't your thing, that's okay. And you can post a cheque to somewhere in Reading, to the National Dyslexia Research Trust. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed tonight's quiz. The next one will be on the 29th of October and the last Friday of each month. I'll have a wee think about the date as we get the last Friday in December will be Christmas Eve, and maybe there'll be other things going on rather than family quizzes. So, thank you all very much indeed. We only have one other thing to do, and it's ascertain who our final winner was. Sheila, thanks for another great quiz. Thank you for not telling me that it was too hard. The Girvan and North Uist contingent 54, 55. Sheila with a 70 out of 100. Eunice and George coming in there with 68 out of 100, and thanks for persevering with somewhat difficult connections. Yeah, there seems to have been a number of issues earlier on, but it did sort of level out around about round 6 or so, and we still have an excellent connection and no buffering. So we're looking for any increase on 70, which we find there with Mark and his team. Well done to you all. Any advance on 78? Nothing else being recorded there. Okay, thank you very much indeed. We'll see you on the 29th of October. Do tell other folk about it, and have a great weekend, whatever you are doing. God bless you all. Good night. Sleep well.